All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. If you need a roof, no place you should call other than Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business. 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's if you need a roof. If you need anything else, they're #1 in Pittsburgh. In anything, outside, inside, #1 contracting needs in Pittsburgh is Ireland Contracting. 1-800-NEW-ROOF. They do siding, they do gutters, they're experts in windows, anything you need. Give them a call. Give me a call right now on the Borders and Borders hotline, 412-575-2600. We're going to go right out to the phone lines, and we're going to go out to line 3. We got David. What's up, David?
Yeah, how you doing today? Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, my comment is about Ben Roethlisberger. They had said that he was in the best shape that he's been in years, and truthfully, I haven't seen anything near that. Not only in the preseason game, even though it didn't play long, but in the Cleveland game too, because it just didn't rain on the Steelers; it rained on Cleveland also.
Yeah, I understand that.
And you know, in the rain, you throw the ball different, because when you throw that ball in the air and it's rotate, the whole ball's wet. You have to throw that ball towards their body so they can cradle it. You know, you can't throw a ball high.
Yeah, but and the wind. I mean, there was wind and rain there. I was there.
Experience, I can't understand it.
Look, here's the situation. The Steelers do not play their starters at all in the preseason. That's one of the big problems right now. You notice they were rusty last year at the beginning. You know, it takes a little bit of time for this offense to get in sync. And then they'll break out, and they'll probably string together, 5, 6 really good offensive performances. I'm still worried about tomorrow. You got some injuries to deal with. Ben Roethlisberger, B.J. Finney's going to be playing guard for the Steelers tomorrow. So those are 2 big ones on offense. David DeCastro not there. And, obviously Le'Veon Bell. So this is a slow starting offense, and if Ben wasn't able to practice, get his timing down, he has somewhat of an elbow injury to his right elbow. He said at the beginning of the week that he'd be fine. So I'm going to take him for his word. I know he didn't do a lot of work yesterday, did 0 work on Wednesday and Thursday, but this is a guy that knows that offense like the back of his hand. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about maybe the timing and the offense just being in sync. And I think you might see a slow start again tomorrow. So, yeah, Ben did come in the best shape of his life. I was there when the Steelers reported the training camp. This guy had a really good camp, had a really good preseason. Not what you see on TV, but, behind the scenes at practice, the stories that we tell during the week on KDKA-TV talking about Ben and how this team looks. Yeah, they look good in practices, but I think they need to play more in games. And the downside to playing more in preseason games would be injuries. And you don't want to see these guys injuries. So I guess it's a catch-22. Do you want to risk starting slow, which they did to the Cleveland Browns, or do you want to risk guys getting injured? I guess I'd risk starting slow. But, this offense struggled, and I think even Randy Fichtner pointed out when we talked to him this week that maybe they should have used Stephen Ridley more, but they were just riding a hot hand. So I would imagine that you're going to see a lot of James Conner, but you're going to see some Stephen Ridley, too, this week, and I think that's a good thing for the Steelers and for James Conner. All right, let's go back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Waylon out in Washington. What's up, Waylon?
Hey, Richie.
Thanks for calling, buddy.
You're welcome. Listen, I wanted to talk about Pitt's coach, but I'm going to go this way with do you think that, here's a couple comments from you, the Steelers rely on their running back more than any other franchise? I'm just going to let it go with that. They, through the years, past, 4 decades, they really just work at running back,
Yeah, there's no question they do. I mean, you look at the history with this team. Yes, this is a run-first offense. I think Ben tried it to make it to a pass-first offense, and that always doesn't work out. And you saw when he throws a lot, they lose games, and they need a good running back. But I think you could do it with a good stable of backs. I really do. I don't think you need Le'Veon Bell. But the good thing for the Steelers, they're going to get a healthy Le'Veon Bell back at the second half of this year. He's going to be in shape because he's still working out. He might be rusty for a couple games, but he knows this offense too. So this is a good thing for the Steelers that Le'Veon Bell isn't here. If you can get by with James Conner, you're better off in this situation. And you save a lot of money. This is a perfect scenario for the Steelers if they can win games with James Conner.
I agree. I really do. Yes.
I mean, you're basically going to be trading for the best running back in the NFL come week 8 after the bye week. Or if he, hey, Le'Veon Bell might come sooner if James Conner rushes for 200 yards tomorrow. So that's another possible scenario. But you know what? This has opened up the door for James Conner playing a lot more even when Le'Veon Bell does come back. So
right.
I like the situation the Steelers in right now. The more I think about it, the more I think about it, I know a lot of people are upset with Le'Veon Bell, and maybe he was he trolling the Steelers last week with the tweet that he sent out. He claimed he wasn't, but it seemed like he was. But he's only doing himself a disservice. He's costing himself money, a lot of money, $850,000 plus per week, and he might be costing himself more money in the long run, too, next year. He thinks he's saving himself, but what if he doesn't have all the carries? What if James Conner is the NFL's leading rusher come week 8 when Le'Veon Bell decides to come here? Then what do? You're in a good situation if you're Steelers. Now you got 2 of the best running backs in the NFL. I don't think it's a bad situation. Hey, thanks for calling, Wayne, and I appreciate it. Let's go out to Mike out in Bethel Park. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, hey, Rick. How you doing tonight?
Good, thanks for calling.
Good. Hey, this is a little off the subject here. I just caught late this afternoon, that for whatever reason the Browns released Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
And
on Monday. They're going to release him on Monday. They announced that, though.
Okay, I like that. Here's why. I believe in giving everyone a second chance, maybe even a third. This cat probably has 4, 5, 6, or 7 chances.
Yeah.
Enough. Eventually, you got to pull the cord, and I'm glad Cleveland's finally pulling the cord on him. This might be a move for them to take a better directional path professionally, finally, as a football team.
Yeah, you know what? Josh Gordon is a talent, and I don't understand what some of these players think sometimes. This guy probably in line to get some kind of a contract like Odell Beckham. That's what he was trending towards, or an Antonio Brown. But he has an issue with substance abuse, and that's becoming a problem. So instead of making $10 million a year plus, I think he's making around $750,000 a year. And my producer Jared today and I had a conversation about this, where we were talking about he could have been in line to get a huge deal, and then today he can't recover. And maybe it's a problem that I don't understand, and I don't really have an addictive personality, so I can't really relate. But you can see he had so much talent, and they gave him 1, 2, 3, 4 chances. The NFL did too, and then now the Browns came out and said that he broke their trust, essentially. So he came late, and who knows if he was doing anything wrong, but he might not be given another chance, and that's a shame to see a talent like that go to waste, because Josh Gordon at one point was probably top 5 receiver in the NFL, and the Browns are gonna. I think they're inquiring. Some teams are calling about a possible trade. So you're going to see Josh Gordon show up somewhere and see if he can make the best of it, because it doesn't seem like he has the last few years. Just when you think he's recovered and he's in a good place, something happens. It's kind of like Martavis Bryant right now. Just when you thought he was in a good place, then the news comes out that he might be facing another suspension. So, I mean, I know Martavis Bryant said he wanted to get paid at one point. Well, that's going to be tough now if teams are wondering if you're going to continue to smoke marijuana or fail drug tests, and then you'll be out years. Martavis Bryant, I don't know when it's going to come out, but it seems like the NFL is going to announce something here soon, that there's been reports that he's facing another year-long suspension. Now, Josh Gordon is in. I just think that Cleveland and Josh Gordon, basically from that statement, just said they needed to part ways. All right, I got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.